guys start moving. I'm gonna fast travel you, if that's okay,
Yeah.
out to
And
the outer city or the outer edge of the old city. But because I don't want you guys to feel like I robbed you of anything, let me just roll on this table here. This table that you guys should not be worried about whatsoever. Ooh, all right. I'm gonna roll on this other table now. All right. As you're walking out the gates of the city, you overhear a boisterous sailor kind of um, talking just a little bit too loud, almost as if he may have some liquid courage in his system of some sort, and you hear him state, uh, let's see here. I've lost him. You
Oh.
overhear him state that he's like, it's true. I saw it with my own eyes. There are spirit, these little spirit creatures with masks on, and they're in the jungle. As they don't say anything, they don't hurt anybody, but they're dangerous. You believe me, they know how to mess you up. And and he kind of stumbles over into some liquid that you're pretty sure is not water. Uh, as you pass on by. Um, but beyond that guy, you make it out to the outer edges of the city here, and do 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 do. Let me just pull up that map real quick. Okay. Uh, and as you come out there, you don't travel very far before you see kind of a small fire, um, or smoke from a small fire around the corner, and you see there's a gentleman just like the picture um, that you saw, with a little tiny plant creature. It almost looks like a doll next to him, sitting on the log, as they kind of almost look like they're enjoying just being outside as the sun begins to set.
I'll go sit down next to the fire, next to the little green guy, and just not say anything.
All right, that is fine. They seem to not be. It's that they notice you, but they aren't bothered by you, and they almost continue to sit there in appreciation
That's
for
my
your
people.
for your for your reverence to nature.
I will kind of come forward there, do a slight kind of like nod toward the two of them. Did it say, does this thing have his, does not have the Vegapygmy's name, but Taquasha and his companion, and just, because I know this will get their gears rolling right away. Um, it's like, I'll just say, uh, hello. In Kelvor's name, I say, in to Kellenvor, the dead must rest. And I kind of look to them knowingly and like hold up their sheet of paper.
Um, and the Charlton he closes his eyes and nods, and he says, "This, yes, the." I'm trying to decide if I want to be silly with this character or not, but I'm not going to. I decided I'm gonna be serious. No, I take that back. I'm gonna be silly with this character.
Okay.
And he says, "Amen, brother. Amen. We have to break the cycle of this death and life and undeath. Come,
this guy already.
sit by the fire, and I will tell you a tale of the druids. My name is Kawasha, as I'm sure you already know. And right here is Kupalue." And as he gestures to the small veggie pygmy, it says, "I am weed." And Kawasha says, "Here in Chult, Kupalue means walking weed. And my walking weed does not know many words. But he is the best companion that I ever had, ever."
Can I smoke him?
Kawasha is abhorred by by what he can only assume is a jest in his general direction.
Just kidding, guys. Just kidding, guys.
And he says, "How can I, this humbly fellow, this humbly druid, help you in your quest for redemption, perhaps? For fortune?"
I look at him and say, "The jungles of Chult are vast and dangerous." And then switching over to Sinja, say, "We're looking for the soulmonger."
And he says, "I do not know this soulmonger of which you speak."
And then I'll tell him what it is.
And he says, that is, he says, that is just blasphemous. That is a curse on this land. I will do my best to guide you through the jungle to end this world of undeath. When shall we leave now, my brothers and sisters? Shall we take this land back and let Mother Nature reign?
In the morning.
That is probably for the best. For you see, the undead are most active at night. So tell me, do you have the currency I seek?
You're gonna help us end death, right? So, aren't you free?
He says, "Good sir, you don't know the dangers of this land. A guide like me, I will feed ya. I will shelter ya. I will give you a way to travel upstream. I have connections. I've got all the things that you'll need. But if you want service for free, you'll have to fend for yourself. And let me tell you, you will not last a day without my help and my connections. I will guide ya, but you'll be coming down with a sickness and an illness, and you won't be able to travel far. A discount, perhaps, but you will need to pay up, sir, for you to have safe passage through the jungle.
Who's up, sir? When can I pay him?
Is your character a dad?
Just kidding. Here, cricket.
Level 20 dad.
Why do I feel like I'm the only one talking?
He doesn't know how to respond to you in that case.
Would not simply the ability to walk through the beautiful jungle not be payment enough?
I nod emphatically.
And he addresses you and says, "Good sister, I understand you have a lot to learn here in this jungle, and I can teach you the way. I can show you the flowers, the plants, the trees, the animals, the beasts, and the creatures that dwell within. That is a gift that I have for you for free. But you certainly will need clean water. You will need food. You will need a way to travel that is a lot faster than being on foot."
Okay. So we're going on a big quest, right, guys?
Yeah.
So can we offer him like a percentage of our spoils? I think we're all pretty broke.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. Suppose it might be. Well,
Options to explore yet.
Yeah. Who says we can't have both guides?
Money.
well,
Well, the other guy, if we do his quest, then it's free.
True.
It might not be so easy to convince this guide to follow us into helping with another guide's quest.
kill undead on the way.
You're probably right. Yeah, we're killing undead all day, every day.
Kawasha says, Let me tell you what I think. You go, you make your plans. Where are you? Sorry. Actually, backing up. He'll say, perhaps I can convince you another way. Where do you plan on traveling? Where do you need to go?
Where you come from?
I shrug because we don't know quite yet.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go all you.
And what he does is he'll lean in closely and say, I'll tell you what, brothers and sisters. If you can go and figure out where you need to go, where your quest leads you, I can tell you in a very nice spreadsheet exactly how much it will cost. And I will even give you the breakout of discounts for every undead that you kill on a daily basis. I swear, you're right. The undead blight on this land needs to be addressed, and you certainly would be a help. But I am sure that you will not survive without paying for at least the supplies needed on this trip. Come back in
Seems
the morning. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, seems reasonable to me.
Come back in the morning when you have better direction of where you're going, and maybe we can strike a deal then.
All right.
Sounds reasonable.
Weed says, I am Weed.
I look at Weed and say, I am Weed.
He looks perplexed and puzzled.
Because I said the exact same thing back to him.
And he shakes his head and he says, I am Weed.
I'm not going to do that, Tucker, don't worry.
All right. Well, unless you plan on staying out this way, perhaps finding a place to stay for the night would be a good idea.
Yeah.
You do have lodging still at a reduced threatened price. Back at the Thundering Lizard.
Mm-hmm.
And then you still have that offer by
Conga.
Wakanga.
Well, Wakanga is closer.
How far away from Fort Belluarian are we?
Fort what?
That's north of us.
Yes, it is.
How far from it are we?
Gotcha. That is a...
One hex is 10 miles.
And 10 miles by land is typically going to take you a day. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, nope. You have to go around because there's a river there. Let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. 8 days.
Okay. Okay.
So, there's that.
All right. Just curious.
Yep, no problem. Okay. Choice of staying. Choice of place to stay.
Again.
I say Wakanga just because everything that we would be doing in the morning is on this side of town.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Wham. So, as you make your way you make your way to Wakanga's villa, the gladiator looks like he was expecting you and lets you in easily. Of the many amenities in the villa, whatever, you are privy to going and using the sauna. You could take a bath if you would like. There is a grand hall that would serve any food that you would like, food item that you would like. And that's about it. Anybody have any particular thing? Oh, there's a laundry room as well if you need to clean anything. Anybody have? And a library as well. And
Library.
Wakanga says, feel free to use any of these amenities, and he shows you your room and everything, and he says, "You're allowed in any of the public areas in my house. Please do not disturb my room or Syndra's room, as she is still resting." So, there's that.
Where's the library?
It is on the upstairs, or it is upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go to it if you would like.
I might be going there.
I'll also go there.
I suppose maybe part of resting tonight will just be me reading up on trying to figure out this undead situation, why there's so much of it here in Schultz.
Okay. You can certainly do that.
And I want to peruse the.
Sorry, what?
I was gonna say I was wanted to go to the library and just look at see if there's any like books on like geography or maps or any like locations.
All right. Sounds good. How about the rest of you three?
I'm gonna go to the sauna and meditate.
Okay. Amazing.
I am going to look any that the might have had.
Sorry, what did he say? What? Sorry, what did you say?
Thinking about any enemies of Quixote.
You're gonna try to. Sorry. Can you explain to me exactly your intentions?
To one of the gladiators or Wakanga or any other who might know. I'm going to be asking just a man sentenced to death for failing to murder someone else. And I'm curious as to what the reason for that murder might be, or who it might be.
Gotcha. And let's see here. Verlassen.
Yeah, I went to his private quarters to jump on his bed. I'm just kidding. Wherever the quarters are, right there. And I'm just gonna go to bed.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't have that up anymore. How do I get that again?
Okay. So
Well, I'm gonna get a midnight snack first.
you're gonna get a snack first.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you eating?
Why is this important? I want
It's
pizza.
very important. It's important for character building.
I'm having surf and turf. So I'm having pizza and lobster.
All right. There you go.
It's an interesting turf.
Pizza plants, they're very important. All right. So, in order, Mr. Crow, please roll a. Let's see, would that be investigation that I want from you?
Insight.
No. Investigation or no, investigation. That would be correct.
Okay, yeah. I figured. Nope. I don't. I fall asleep in the chair.
Well, while you're looking through some books, a lot of books sound like they have some information about the undead, and it turns out about 50 pages into each one that it turns out to be some sort of like romance novel. They all end with some sort of like vampire fighting a werewolf and other such other such ridiculous things. Something about a baby becoming a full woman in like 3 days or something like that. It's a lot of tat, if you will.
Yeah.
Mr. Iyer,
Desire.
you're looking for maps and stuff, right?
Yeah, just see if perusing if he has any like books.
Give me an investigation check, sir.
All right, this will go super well.
All right. You find that actual maps are very, very sparse and very incomplete. Um, but you do read something that is interesting about how there used to be an old Chultan monastery called Kir Sabal. Um, and the location of it is visible from one of the rivers called the River Oolong or Olong, and there's some inklings that the monastery was abandoned, but that there are these bird humanoids that have kind of taken over the area there. Sweet. Any questions on that, Ire?
No.
Okay, Shava, you're meditating in the sauna.
Yep.
You get a inspiration point.
Oh, cool.
So have fun with that. And then
Is there a particular place that I write that down, or just notes?
so on your character sheet in general, at the top where it says name, on the right it says insp.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks.
And so that allows you to know that you get a reroll,
Sweet.
or a advantage roll on something.
Okay.
And then Mr. Kitty Cat.
Mm-hmm.
The gladiator that you spoke to is reluctant to give any specific information toward who this person is. It seems to you that his loyalty is definitely not in your favor. However, you glean from conversation that there is a group called the Flaming Fist that operates outside of the port, and they seem to be some sort of a competition, let's say, to the princes of Chult, the merchant princes.
And specifically, Queote, because I know that she's not old money. Is there any other merchant princes who are actively against her, or are friends?
Let's see. Let me see. Do. The gladiator says, though the merchant princes are always very defensive about what trade deals are in under each one's jurisdictions, there has been no outright aggressiveness or anything that would lead you to think that there are enemies within the merchant princes. Does that
It
help?
be particularly yeah? Would it be particularly dangerous if I don't know if someone were to um, replace Quayote?
Um, Give me a persuasion check, please.
Hmm. Persuasion. URR.
Per.
The gladiator the gladiator looks like he has something else to do, but he quickly says that typically any merchant prince that decides to retire usually bequeaths the position to a family member or somebody of import to them. Otherwise, if something unfortunate happens to a merchant prince, that the one that takes the seat is usually by popular demand of the of the city, like a majority. Yeah.
Okay.
Verlassen,
Yes.
how was your surf and turf?
Ah, delicious.
Great. You get an inspiration.
Really?
I mean,
I had to make him think, so I decided that I should actually have him get one of those. I didn't
Why?
ask you. Here, fine, Shava. What
It's okay,
are
next
you?
All right.
It's not a competition. It's okay. All right. Sweet. After that, you guys go to bed. It's all fine and dandy. Next day, let me make a note here for no particular reason. So this
That's
is your
one
second.
Yeah, that's been
day.
2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we are killing it, guys.
That's a funny thing to say.
All right. Sweet. Day 2. Enter rooster crowing noise here. It wouldn't be a rooster. Enter velociraptor crowing noise here. All right. Next day. You're fairly certain the sunlight has touched the temple of Savras.
Mm-hmm. That is where we'll go. Well, at least that's where I'll go.
Yeah.
All right. So you get yourself a decent meal. And Wakanga by himself sees you off, and then he says, farewell, and remember you can always come back with any artifacts that you find. Even if they're not magical in nature, I will make sure it goes to the right place and give you a cut. Give you the best deal. That's what he actually said. When you go to the Temple of Savras, you enter and you go to that center area, and as you enter that area, you see the old elderly man kind of adjusting this strange hat on his head, and and he's walking towards that kind of crystal ball thing that you all saw him use the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And as you all kind of meet in the middle there, he like gets to straightening the hat, and he says, "All right, preparations are complete. We will now begin the ritual." And so, what he'll do is he'll ask you all to gather around so that you can all see the crystal ball, and then he will begin to utilize it in the same fashion. But in this instance, it seems to be taking a little bit longer for him to really conjure any kind of information. And so you see him kind of like concentrating hard. There's beads of sweat dripping down him. He's like making grunting noises as he's trying to figure out exactly what's going on, or where this soulmonger is. And inside the ball, what you see is kind of like this disembodied eye kind of like sweeping over the land, and it kind of stops
On some
it
hobbits.
stops right by an opening in the trees, and what you see is kind of like this jungle city. It looks like it used to be maybe some sort of set up like a ziggurat or like a prestigious area, but it's now overgrown with vines, and all around it you see that there's like it's like it's inside a divot inside, surrounded by cliffs, and you see that there's just snakes everywhere. But the biggest thing that the eye focuses on is this giant black obelisk, and it's got these vines kind of draped over it. And as that happens, there's like this bright light that flashes from the obelisk, and it almost blasts the elderly man away from the ball. And he gasps as that happens, and he's like down on the ground on his back.
I'll go over to him. Make sure he's
He
okay.
gasped.
He gasps. And he's trying to catch his breath, and he says, "There. It's there." And he says, I dare not peer any deeper, but there's something severely wrong there.
Where?
Sorry, what?
I ask where.
He says it's south of here, down by the, let's see, how, down by the mountains. I can't exactly pinpoint, but it's some sort of forgotten temple. But I can't say any more than that. So yeah.
What are we waiting for? Let's go.
Was there any other like description of like where we saw, like a description of what we saw, what it all looked like, to see if
if you, let's see, it was kind of hard when you looked in the crystal ball. Can you give me a perception check, Mr.
Sure.
I see things?
I see.
I do not have a perception proficiency. Nope.
Oh,
You remember seeing a volcano in the image. So there's that.
There are like
Ah,
1, 2,
volcano.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 volcanoes.
Oh, that gives us an area.
Somewhere down there.
Yeah.
We know a guy that wants to go to a volcano, and we can probably have him guide us there for free.
But the other guy has weed.
Yeah. Let's bring them both.
Yeah, I mean, I am a little bit concerned after Musharib, like he brings us there, and if we liberate the place, what was he just gonna leave it empty and then continue to guide us? You know. So
Yeah.
my worry
That's a
would
good
be that
point.
we do that, and he's like, well, maybe I just stay here because otherwise there's no one here to protect it.
Why don't we have him help us, and we say we'll help him afterwards, and then we don't.
While you're discussing this blatantly in front of everybody else, there are three people that run over to help the elderly man up, and
Oh, he hadn't gotten up
Oh
yet?
yeah, he fell down.
I went over to him. I thought he had gotten up
nope,
already.
nope.
No, okay. Well, I mean, I would still be next to him as he starts sitting up. I'll actually be trying to help him up.
And two of them, as you help him up, the other two help as well and say, "Oh, Father Timbe, are you all right? Are you all right?" Very concerned about him, and he says, "I'm fine. I'm fine." And he looks to you as a group, and he says, "You have your vision. Now go see to it that you deal with that." As he disdainfully kind of gestures towards the crystal ball. And he kind of limps off with two of them kind of helping him away. And one person seems to stay behind, and they say, what were you looking for?"
The soulmonger. I'm so glad I get to say that in Sinja's voice all the time now.
The lady says, so it's true then, that artifact, that thing is here on Chult.
I nod, I say in Zatembe's voice, it's south of here, near the mountains.
Well, perhaps it has something to do with the vision that I have had. She goes on and says, "My name is Annette, and I have been having disturbing visions of these red-robed wizards with some sort of secret base in the Eldani Basin. I'm uncertain as to where your search is going to be, but the Eldani Basin is kind of in the center. It's along the... It's at the end of the River Soshin Star. I believe that maybe whatever you are looking for may have something to do with these wizards.
Hmm.
Red-robed wizards.
And she says, "Are you planning on leading an expedition that way?"
Yes.
She says, "Although I'm a lowly acolyte, I hope to raise through the ranks here at this temple. If you would help me and give me the peace of mind that this secret base is this, sorry, that these individuals are nothing to worry about, I would gladly tag along. I have my own food, I have my own supplies, and I'd be willing to help you pay for a guide."
Done. In my mind.
Yeah.
She mentions red-robed wizards. Would that stand out to anybody in the group as a description?
Let's see. That's a great question. I'll have everybody roll a history check to see if they know anything about red-robed wizards.
History.
No.
Oh man, everyone's just. Oh, there we go.
Oh, maybe for Lawson.
For Lawson,
Yes.
you, as a sorcerer, you don't know too much about wizards and their wizardly ways. As far as you know, they're pretty uptight and they're very regimented about their magics and stuff. Whereas you're a lot more, you're like a laid back magic user, right? But during your apprenticeship, you've heard tales about wizards, and you do know that sometimes wizards use colors of their cloaks to indicate their intentions. And you do know that white-robed wizards tend to be good. Black-robed wizards tend to be bad. And that most people fear the red-robed wizards because red-robed wizards.
Say Brazier Tucker.
Shut up. Red-robed wizards are like a neutral. They could be that no one exactly knows where they lie. So generally speaking, most people are distrustful of red-robed wizards.
Yes.
And you can relay that if you would like.
Okay, I relayed it. Everybody get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now say red-robed wizards 3 times fast.
Red-robed wizards.
Unique New York.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Okay.
Torch was denied a bank loan.
Whether the weather be hot or whether the weather be cold, we'll be together whatever the weather, whether you like it or not.
So
All right,
anyway.
now that we've warmed up our voices at the end of the session, the lady says, that she can be ready to leave within or on this day, if you'll have her.
And she said she'd help
Sure.
pay for a guide.
She said yes.
Seems too good to be true.
Fair, but it's still like a way to pay a guide.
I'll just nod. And I'll look to the others.
Yeah. She'll say, "Oh, good." And she kind of scrounges around real quick in her robe, and she hands you. She'll hand Verlassen a bag of coins, and she says, "I'll be ready in an hour. You can meet me back here, and we can be on our way." And then she kind of runs off to like try to go to her room, I guess, and gather some stuff.
Okay.
I look to everyone else and say, I am weed.
Yeah. Is it Kawasha?
Yeah.
That we have a bag of monies.
How much monies? I make the sounds of two coins clinking together.
I mean,
The last
Verlassen
one?
has it.
Yeah.
Velasquez does not tell. He wants it. Just kidding.
Oh my god.
How much is in this bag?
You find 100 gold pieces in the bag.
Sweet.
Dang.
Let's talk him down to 1 gold piece a day.